there is a moment quiet, subtle, nearly imperceptible, when something inside you softens just enough for the deeper truth of your being to rise. It does not arrive with force. It does not push its way into your awareness. It simply appears the way morning light gently touches the earth, long before the sun is visible. This is the pull, a golden whisper at the center of your chest, calling you without urgency, without expectation, without demand, a soft invitation from your deeper self, the part of you that is never overwhelmed, never rushed, never fragmented. It is the quiet you have been missing, the presence beneath the noise, the spaciousness behind your thoughts, the stillness under the surface of everything you've been holding. The pull often appears first as a feeling, a subtle warmth, a quiet ache for peace, a longing for relief that is gentle rather than desperate. Most people do not consciously perceive the subtle field of their being, but everyone can feel its effects. And right now, your field is beginning to open, slowly, softly, like petals warming in early light. With each breath, this inner golden presence grows a little stronger, a little clearer, a little more real. It is not something outside of you. It is not something you must reach for. It is not something you must earn. It is a part of you, returning to your awareness, a warmth rising from the deepest interior of your being, with one purpose: to hold you, to steady you, to remind you that you are not alone within yourself. As you listen, you may feel a pull in the chest, a gentle inward drawing, as though your awareness is being invited home. This golden presence is ancient, older than your fears, older than your stress, older than your identity. It is the part of you that existed before you were shaped by the world. You do not need to understand it. You do not need to define it. You do not need to analyze it. You only need to feel the softness, the warmth, the quiet rise of something real. And as this golden pull gathers within you, your breath responds naturally. The inhale deepens, the exhale lengthens. The body begins to release its grip. This is the beginning. The moment your presence remembers itself, the moment your feminine energy awakens, not through effort, not through striving, but through softness. A warmth moves through your chest, spreading like gentle light across an inner horizon, the first sign that your golden embrace has begun. The pull guides you inward, and now the descent begins, not a falling, not a sinking, but a quiet lowering of the walls you have held up for so long. Breathe softly and let your awareness drift inward, like a feather settling towards stillness. The outer world begins to fade. The noise grows distant. The pressures loosen their hold. The descent is not a movement into darkness. It is a movement into depth. A soft, velvet-like quiet wraps gently around your awareness, pulling you closer to yourself. With every slow breath, inhale and feel your chest expand softly. Exhale and notice a release, a subtle unwinding in the ribs, a melting in the shoulders, a quiet letting go around the heart. Your descent is an invitation to lay down everything that has felt heavy. You do not need to fix anything. You do not need to figure anything out. You do not need to perform. You only allow. This golden descent carries the feminine quality of surrender, not in weakness, but in trust. Trusting that your inner world knows how to hold you. Trusting that there is a deeper intelligence moving through the softness of your being. Trusting that you are safe to let your awareness settle further inward. As you descend, the golden presence from earlier begins to fill your chest more fully, a warm, steady glow that expands and contracts gently with your breath. It is like entering a warm room. After being in the cold, your body relaxes automatically without conscious effort. You sink into the glow as though it was soft light embracing you. With each moment, your descent becomes deeper, more peaceful, more natural. Thoughts begin to lose their sharpness. Tension unravels. Emotion softens into pure sensation. You are entering the interior space where your feminine essence lives. The part of you that is vast, intuitive, and quietly powerful. A place where nothing is rushed and everything simply unfolds. Let yourself fall deeper into this warmth. You are not losing control. You are returning to your natural rhythm. You are not disappearing. You are becoming more present than you have been in a long time. The descent is the doorway to the softest parts of your being, the parts that know how to heal, how to feel, how to listen, how to open. And from this depth, the golden presence within you begins to brighten. You are ready to enter the inner realm of your heart. As your breath softens and your awareness settles deeper into your chest, you begin to sense the quiet interior of your own presence taking shape. This is not a place outside of you. It is not a mystical landscape or a hidden world. It is the subtle inner space that has always existed behind your thoughts. A space most people overlook, yet everyone can feel when they finally become still. Imagine this space as a soft, luminous chamber beneath the surface of your awareness. Not literal, not physical, but felt. A warm, golden atmosphere forms gently around your heart, as though the very air within you has taken on a tender radiance. The shapes are not defined, the edges are not sharp. Everything here is soft, rounded, quiet, inviting. You do not have to visualize intensely. Just allow the idea of this space to soften your inner world. You may notice a gentle warmth rising across the chest, a subtle loosening in the ribs, an easy fullness in the breath, an emotional quietness spreading outward. This is your inner realm taking form, the place where your feminine energy can open, without pressure, without expectation, without performing. Here, your breath becomes a guide. As you inhale, the golden space widens slightly, a soft expansion, like curtains parting to let in morning light. As you exhale, the space settles, warm, receptive, steady. This rhythmic opening begins to reveal a deeper stillness within you, a stillness that is not empty, but full of awareness, full of warmth, full of a presence that has been waiting for you to slow down enough to feel it again. Let the inner realm expand just a little more. Imagine a soft glow behind your sternum, not bright, not forceful, simply warm and alive. The glow spreads outward like gentle rays moving through quiet air. It does not illuminate objects. It illuminates you, your emotions, your breath, your inner landscape. The feminine awakens, not through effort, but through invitation. And this space, this quiet inner realm, is your invitation. Allow yourself to rest here. You are not trying to create something. You are not chasing an experience. You are simply meeting a presence that has always lived beneath your surface. Feel how the golden atmosphere wraps around your awareness, holding you softly, the way warm sunlight holds a room. Feel how the breath moves through this space, as though it is breathing with you, not for you. Feel the gentle, emotional resonance rise within you. a soft recognition, as though this realm feels familiar, because it is, because it has always been yours. Most people move through life from the mind outward, rarely touching the deeper layers of their own presence. But in this moment, you step inward into the heart of yourself. Your inner realm is not a destination. It is a feeling, a tuning, a settling, a remembering. This is where your golden embrace begins to form, not as a vision, but as an awareness, an inner warmth, an expanding softness, a quiet strength rising from within. Let yourself remain here just a little longer, until the space feels steady, until your breath feels naturally deeper, until the warmth feels undeniable. Your inner realm is open now, and from this space, your energy is ready to expand. From the inner realm you have created, a natural expansion begins to unfold, not because you force it, but because presence always expands when it finally has room to breathe. Take a slow inhale and feel the golden warmth inside your chest. Gather just slightly, hold it for a moment, not with tension, but with softness, and then exhale gently. As the breath releases, the golden warmth spreads outward, like ripples moving across a calm surface. This expansion is not dramatic. It is not intense. It is not meant to overwhelm. It is subtle, gradual, almost delicate. Yet within its gentleness, there is an unmistakable strength, a quiet power rising from the center of your being. You may notice a widening sensation around the ribs, a soft upward lift behind the sternum, a spaciousness forming around the heart, a slight tingling or warmth across the upper body. These are natural signs that your awareness is expanding beyond thought and into your subtle emotional field. Most people spend their days compressed inward, pulled tight by stress, tension, expectation. But in this moment, you are letting yourself unfold. Feel how the golden warmth moves into your shoulders, softening the weight you've been holding. Feel it slide gently down the arms, bringing a tender spaciousness to places that have felt tight or tired. Feel it move through the upper back, not as heat, but as a loosening, a sense of air returning where heaviness once lived. This is your energy expanding into the parts of yourself you have neglected, overworked, or forgotten. Let the glow move lightly toward the throat. You may feel a gentle opening, not a clearing, not a forceful release, just a soft spaciousness, as though the breath moves more freely. Allow it. Now let the expansion drift downward into the belly, the solar plexus, the lower ribs. A quiet fullness forms within you, not physical, but felt. This fullness is the feminine, warm, steady, intuitive, deeply present. As the golden light expands, your mind begins to quiet naturally, because awareness is no longer trapped in the narrow space of thought. It has room now, room to soften, room to expand, room to breathe. If emotion rises, let it. Soft tears, warm ache, quiet release. These are signs of opening, not weakness. The feminine expands by softening, not resisting. With every breath, your inner field grows wider, warmer, more luminous. You are not imagining light. You are feeling the natural radiance of your own presence. When tension dissolves, this is expansion. The moment your inner realm begins to reach outward into the rest of your being. From here, the shift will soon arrive. The lumen shift, where your presence transforms from gentle glow to living radiance. You are almost there. There is a moment in every awakening when the inner light that once felt gentle and quiet begins to reveal itself as something more, not brighter, not louder, but truer. A moment when your awareness shifts from observing your inner light to becoming it. This moment is the lumen shift. It does not announce itself. It arrives softly, like a breath you didn't realize you were holding, finally releasing. Feel the golden glow within your chest, warm, steady, familiar, and notice how it no longer feels separate from you. In the earlier stages, you felt the warmth as something happening inside you. Now, it feels like you. Take a slow breath. Let the inhale lift the space behind your sternum. Let the exhale soften your entire body. As your breath flows, something subtle but unmistakable happens. The warm presence you've been experiencing begins to fill the space of your entire awareness. Not outward like a dramatic explosion, but inward, as though the boundaries of your awareness have dissolved just enough for light to seep into every corner of your being. You may feel a subtle brightening in your perception, a gentle warmth spreading across your face, a sensation of spaciousness behind the eyes, a quiet rise of emotion, a soft, steady clarity. These sensations are the sign that your presence is shifting from a localized feeling to a full-body field. The golden glow expands behind your ribs and begins to rise into the upper chest, into the throat, into the soft space behind your eyes. Your breath becomes slower without you controlling it. Your mind becomes quieter without you trying. Your awareness becomes wider without effort. This is the lumen shift, the moment your inner presence moves from gentle glow to living radiance. It does not mean perfection. It does not mean enlightenment. It does not mean you transcend your life. It simply means you have remembered what your presence feels like when it is no longer contracted. The lumen shift is a recognition, a moment of inner truth, where you feel yourself with a clarity that can't be explained, but also can't be denied. A soft, emotional resonance might rise in your chest, not sadness, not joy, but a tender mixture of both. This is your heart, remembering what openness feels like. Allow the warmth to move through you, as though it's embracing every part of your being, your emotions, your breath, your memories, your hopes, your quiet fears, your unspoken longings. Nothing is pushed aside. Nothing is resisted. Everything is held inside the golden presence you have become. Your awareness begins to feel luminous, almost weightless, yet grounded, steady, anchored in something deeply familiar. Let the lumen shift unfold naturally. You do not need to chase it. You do not need to hold on to it. You simply let it happen. The gold radiance now reaches your shoulders, softening tension you have carried for far too long. It moves down your arms, warming the palms, softening the fingers, loosening the places where stress tends to hide. It flows down your spine in soft waves, creating a gentle vertical alignment without force. It fills the belly with a sense of soft fullness, the quiet confidence of feminine grounding. It moves into the legs, down through the thighs, into the knees, toward the feet, not as heat, but as presence. You feel connected now, not outwardly, not to the world, not to others, but inwardly to yourself. This feeling, this soft radiance, is you remembering who you are beneath everything you carry. This is the heart of golden embrace. your presence fully awakened to its own warmth. You are no longer observing the glow. You are living inside it. And in this moment, nothing else is required. Nothing else is missing. You are here. You are whole. You are present. This is your lumen shift. The light within you has awakened, and now it begins the most essential part of its journey, the integration into your everyday being. Awakening is not a moment you visit. It is a space you gradually learn to live from. Feel the golden radiance inside you. Settle gently into the body, not fading, not disappearing, but rooting. With your next breath, notice how the glow stabilizes in the chest. It no longer feels like a rising wave. It feels like a steady warmth, the quiet strength of a presence that intends to stay. Integration happens through softness, through repetition, through allowing your inner presence to mingle with the rhythms of your ordinary life. You may sense a grounding warmth in the belly, a steadiness along the spine, a softness in the shoulders, a calm clarity behind the eyes, a gentle uplift in the heart. These sensations are not temporary. They are your awareness adjusting to a deeper state of being. Let the golden presence flow through the body, like warm air filling a room, across the collarbones, down the arms, into the hands, through the ribs, into the back, across the waist, down through the hips, the legs, into the soles of the feet. You may feel a sense of gentle alignment, not forced posture, but the natural organization of your energy when tension dissolves. Integration is the feminine's greatest gift. Where the masculine seeks to rise, the feminine seeks to settle, to take the light and weave it into the fabric of your being. Your breath becomes slower, wider, more rhythmic. Your awareness moves through the body like soft golden water, touching each place that feels tired with a quiet kindness. If certain emotions surface now, let them. Your light is not fragile. It can hold what arises without losing its warmth. Feel the golden glow sink deeper into the places that once felt closed, into the chest, into the belly, into the throat, into the soft space behind the heart. Every breath carries this warmth inward, teaching your body what it feels like to live as your own presence. The feminine integrates by embracing, not rejecting, by softening, not tightening, by opening, not protecting. You are teaching yourself a new way of being, a way that does not require effort to feel whole. Let the integration continue, breath by breath, moment by moment. The golden radiance settles into your awareness like a tone, a frequency, a gentle hum beneath your thoughts. It becomes a place you can return to whenever the world becomes loud. It becomes the space from which your intuition speaks with greater clarity. It becomes the warmth that steadies your emotional landscape. It becomes the quiet strength that helps you navigate life with softness rather than tension. You are integrating not just light, but yourself, the part of you that remembers you are whole, you are present, you are luminous, even when you forget. This is the essence of golden embrace, not a moment of awakening, but the steady embodiment of your inner warmth. As your golden presence settles into every part of your being, there comes a moment when you are invited to return, not away from the experience, but with it. The return is not a departure from your inner world. It is the gentle merging of your awakened presence with your everyday awareness. Breathe softly and feel how the light within your chest no longer feels like something special or distant. It feels natural, as though it has always been there, quietly waiting for your attention. This is the truth. Your inner radiance was never missing. It was only unseen. And now that you have felt it, you carry it with you. Let the breath deepen just a little, lifting the chest, grounding the belly, softening the shoulders. As you inhale, sense the warmth rising gently within you. As you exhale, feel it settling into your entire field. You are not returning to your old state. You are returning as someone more present, more open, more connected to yourself. Notice how your awareness fills your body now, not just the chest, but the whole being. Your presence does not collapse inward. It remains luminous. Your breath does not tighten. It stays soft. Your thoughts do not pull you away. They move within the golden field you've created. This is the sign of a true return, when the state you discovered within follows you outward into the world. Feel your fingers, feel your feet, feel the gentle weight of your body. You are here, fully, softly, beautifully. If your eyes are closed, you may allow them to open slowly, but keep your gaze soft, as though still looking from the warmth of your inner realm. The world has not changed, but your relationship to it has. You now carry a golden presence, beneath your thoughts, beneath your breath, beneath your daily movements. It is a warmth you can return to whenever you feel overwhelmed, whenever life becomes too loud, whenever you forget the softness within you. This is your golden embrace, not a moment of escape, but a way of being that remains with you, a way of breathing, a way of sensing, a way of living that opens space where tension once lived. As you step back into your life, remember this simple truth. You do not rise by becoming harder. You rise by becoming softer. Softness is not the absence of strength. It is the presence of inner alignment. Carry this golden presence through your day. Let it guide your breath. Let it steady your emotions. Let it soften your thoughts. Let it remind you who you truly are. You are presence. You are warmth. You are whole. You are luminous. Even in your quietest moments, this is your return. Not back to the world as you knew it, but forward into the world as the person you are becoming. Golden, soft, awake,